Welcome back to Horizon's channel. Just gonna do the Hunter Call of the Wild. I'm maybe doing a multiplayer with Metal Maniac, but at this point in time, I am just going in by myself. So I think we might go. I think we'll go to a different area this time. Layton Lake. I think that's where we'll go. Layton Lake. 3-player multiplayer, so in case Guts and Metal Maniac want to join in. But if not, this will be a solo run through with the quad and some weapons, and hopefully hunt some good game. I think this map has bears, wolves, moose, big moose as well, and a lot of little deer type things, which I can't remember what they are right now. But it should be fun. We'll get the all-terrain vehicle out and see where we can go. And it's kind of realistic. There's not too many smooth areas. There's a train track that runs all the way through one end to the other, but for the most part, it's kind of it's like not very flat. There's a lot of hills and terrain, as you'll see in some of the other videos we've done. And it's easy to lose control of everything. So we'll head here to the locker and just make sure we've got enough ammo. Rifle ammo, got 800 of them, 25 of them. Now, I made a mistake before because I've got the 270 rifle, I've got the 270 Stradivarius, yeah? And the Ranger was a free one. And this is a 223 Dog Dent, which I don't really like, but the 270 is kind of good. I'm trying to save up for this thing, the Coachmate Lever. I think that's the one. Maybe the Magnum. Not sure. 4.54. I like the lever action. I was always pretty good in real life with those ones, but I think that's going to be a good one for shooting bears, and hopefully just one-shot kills. But 43,000 for one rifle. 48,000, sorry. And then the ammo itself is not cheap either. So. But with that 270, there's two types. So there's the polymer tip, and then there's the soft point bullet, which I brought a heap of those. You can see I've got 40 in the inventory, but I can't use them on the gun for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I've currently got 16,207, so I am going to top up some more of these bullets just to. So you get 10 at a time for 700, so it's not much, and they do run out quick when you're trying to shoot something that takes 5 or 6 shots to bring down, so they go fairly quick. We'll just make sure our handgun ammo, 48, yep, shotgun, there you go, 20 of those and 50 of those. So that's the bird shot, the buck shot, and then the slug, which we haven't unlocked yet because we've got to shoot some more things with the shotgun to actually get more experience points to unlock it. Arrows, I think these are all pretty much the same. I'm not too sure of the difference in them. 880, 700. So okay, they're different in price. So I'm gathering that the more expensive one is better. But for this point, we'll just stick for here. I always forget to use it because I tend to stick with the rifle, the shotgun for close range, and then the handgun if I'm getting chased by something. So and then you've got sights and all that stuff too. I think I've got the best sight on the rifle. I've got this one. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to make too much difference. It does zoom in a little bit more, but it's not too much different. Now the scent eliminator, in theory it's good if you're upwind from an animal, but for 3,000, and I think you only get 3 or 5 sprays, so it doesn't seem very cost effective. It's easier just to sort of run around the animal and get downwind of it. That seems to be a better option. Backpacks, I don't know what the difference in these are. You can carry more stuff. I'm not sure. Looks like it's got a chainsaw in that one. Binoculars, clothing, I haven't done. Okay, so let's get our trusty red. How do we get out of this? Okay. Ah, there it is. Now, I'll see if we can, when we get our rifle out, jump on the old bike. There is a few glitches in this thing that you might come across. Crap. Anyway. Open the door there. Oh, oh. And she's dead already. Okay. Let's get another one and try that again. Didn't even make it in there. Let's recover that. And start again. Oops. So, there we go. Third person view this time. I'll just show you this little glitch that happens in there, which, as you saw from opening the door, kind of gets you a glitch. But if you kind of sit here and then close the door, yeah, we're out, and the bike's on fire. So, if you can get a few people in here, where's the bike gone? Oh, there it is. You can get a couple of bikes in here, and then you just kind of spam E, spacebar to get on and off the quad, and you'll see they go ballistic. There's a couple other shacks on this map where there's a table about here, and that seems to be a better room because it's a bit tighter. So, but once you do it, you'll see the bike's absolutely going nuts. But let's get that bike back again and give it another run through. I recovered that bike again. Third time's a charm. I have seen some animal calls over in the distance, but we will check the map. I have got some good areas down there, as you can see in the purple, is where you've been killing good animals. And a bit up the top there. I think that's a good map up the top there, actually. But from the starting point here at this one, there's a few good little tricks you can go. One is along the top of the train track.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
Yeah, so behind us there is the train tracks. You'll see them on the map. We're there, and the train tracks run all the way here. And if you jump on them, and if you got two people, it works a little bit better. But you sort of just move left and right. You sort of head over about 2 or 3 bridges, and you get to this last section over here somewhere, or down here, sorry. So you go across a couple of bridges, and then around here where you can see that's kind of where the map ends. But from about here, or from about the 3rd bridge, if you sort of zigzag through the bush all the way towards the tunnel, the train tunnel, and you get another person on this side, you'll sort of flush all the animals back. And sometimes what happens is around this area, you'll see bears and deer and all sorts of animals just spawn in there. And it's just a free-for-all. You can sort of go, have at it and go as best you like, so... Yeah, so it does help if you're struggling to find stuff and you don't want to track things too far. But for where we are now, I tend to head down the back here, and over in this area, you'll find some good shots to go with. So that's where we'll sort of head now. You usually get a few good moose running around there, things like that. And as you'll see, the terrain's a little bit iffy, but we'll head down there nonetheless. Through the pine forest. Watch out for them little logs. I've had pretty good success around here. So what I've probably just done is scared off any animals that were in the area. So I just heard a wolf or a coyote, or I'll get the old binoculars out and have a quick look. Binoculars are good because you can actually tag the animals that you find. So what we'll find is that you'll probably get a few of them that are without the calls. There's a few different callers in this game and they do work. That seems to be a really good call for the moose and stuff like that. The moose are big, they do take a few shots to bring down. Unless you get a kind of a good shot. So what's that going to be, a warning call? So let's give him the... So these animals do actually they're small and hard to find sometimes, so coyote, whatever it was, I missed the name of it. So this map's a little bit different from the savannah. I do like the savannah because it's kind of more open, a bit more rolling hills. There's a spawn point, a spawn limit that you can see with animals. That's no different on this map, but it's just a bit harder on this map because there's more trees and stuff around, so they're a bit harder to sort of spot. So another good trick is we'll head back up to the hut and we'll go to them train lines like I was telling you about, and at the bridges you can get a good sort of overview of the valleys below, and you do tend to find some good animals along them points. So if you can get past the logs, that is. Maybe not. Go around that. So you can see the hut on the map. We're going to head back towards that. I'm not going that way. Just go through the scrub. Sometimes going... trees you get through and some you just don't. So there's the hut. We'll just keep heading sort of south of that. This track will actually take you there. It's probably, whenever possible, stick to the tracks because it's clearer, a bit easier to sort of get to, but we do like to sort of shoot through the bush. It's kind of fun. It's annoying when you get stuck on the smallest of trees, but apart from that, it is what it is. Back to this view. You're probably hearing rabbits up there. They tend to thump their way around all the time. See rabbits. So if you follow these tracks, there's gonna be another rabbit there. Oh, yeah, okay, that's gonna happen if you hit the track. So be aware of that. We tend to just sort of fly along the outsides of them here. It's a nice sort of smooth track. One of the few smooth parts that you can actually open this thing right up. So I'm up to 60 already, which is not bad. So, and every now and then you'll get the animals that run past on the track, so keep an eye out, you will see them. And then it's a matter of jumping off, grab your gun and have a shot. What we found is that if you pull up somewhere near the bridges, you will get up onto a bigger vantage point. You can sometimes spot them down in these areas. So yeah, you might be able to pick something up on the other side there. Sometimes you find a few moose wandering around, and obviously different times of the day. See, so there's some rabbits. Let's get a bit of a pop shot at one of them. Take the big sucker out and see if we can hit one of these guys, which is going to be tough. Oh, there's a moose. Maybe we'll go for the moose instead. Something else I like about this game is that there's a good bullet drop on this, so I'm just going to take a shot at him. He's running. He's still running. Oh, there's a bear. Sucker standing up too, did you see that? Okay, the reload time can muck you up a bit. So he's running over there. Somewhere. Obviously all the rabbits have peed off. So yeah, you will find, so I think I'm going to go track that bear. You will find a fair few animals down here, so hopefully there's a few good blood trails that I can get hold of down there. Always found the best way down, straight off the cliff. Let's go. Whee! Quickest way down. I saw that moose. I think I got a good shot on him first shot, but not too sure. I'll check her out. It was somewhere near these trees. I'm sure I'll get over this thing. I'm sure he was around here, and there goes a nice little rabbit. We'll get a hold of him. See which way he's running. There he is, you little sucker. One dead rabbit. Alright, so we'll take him. Maybe one shot through the back, yep. You can taxidermise them if you like. I don't generally like to do that. I know you can get a hut and everything, but so this bear was somewhere around here. So what I do need to find is his tracks. Now I know he was down here and stood up somewhere after I had a couple of shots, and then he sort of ran off. So these glowing white things will be the tracks of animals. Okay, that's the bear. So I don't know if I actually got him. Okay. You do get some, and this is the problem now, is that you do now have to track the bastards and trying to, sometimes they can go for ages, and a couple of shots in them and you'll see low blood rate is not enough to bring them down. You can track them for ages and sometimes you lose the trail, and it can be a bit of an annoying sort of process, but it's realistic in that sense, I think. Um, so the question is, bear or moose? I didn't see any blood from the bear. Although there's a, maybe he was standing up here when he took off. I still don't see any blood. I thought I got a good shot on him. But I also don't see anything from the moose, and I'm pretty sure he was standing somewhere here. And I'm pretty sure I got a good shot on him, but again, no blood, so maybe it was just off. I don't know. But we will track that bear for now, I think. See if we can get hold of him. Bear and moose, they both move pretty quick. Let's use it that way. What's that? There's something over there. Okay, so this is the bear. Oh, there is some blood there. So I must have got the bear. Okay, very low blood rate. Again, it doesn't mean anything, especially for a bear. But we will track it as best we can, see if we can come up with the big bear man. Just follow the blue tracks. These tracks, interestingly, if you haven't done it, you can actually customize the color of these tracks. So you can have the white ones be a different color, and then when you're on a track, the blue ones can be a different color. From here on we might just leg it. Sometimes the quad will scare them off, so there's actually more blood there. Very low. And they poop along the way too. I'm just going to have a drink of my coffee and... okay, more blood. Now, what you'll find is if you hit these tracks, you get this little blue thing. The more experience you get, the narrower that gets. Sort of points you in a direction a bit more, instead of being of a general thing, it's a bit more on track, if you know what I mean. Like it points in the actual direction they went, so there's more poop. And what you'll find when you start tracking them, you'll see here on the map that that's where we got off, and it'll sort of lead you on a path. You can follow your track to make sure you haven't doubled back, and some of the animals will tend to run in circles and things like that. So okay, I thought I lost it for a second then, but sometimes it's a long distance between the tracks, so it's a matter of just like this right now, looking around until you find that blue track, which is right there, and we know that's the bear that we're chasing. When we get a bit closer, you'll probably hear him growl a little bit. I'll just reload as we go. Nothing worse than being caught out of ammo and getting one shot and having to reload. Where's he going? Up that way now. I've got tracks here. Bloody hell. Okay, so that tells me that it's either come from that way before or it's running around in circles at the moment. So that's very fresh. It's not always a guarantee we're on the right one, but sometimes just that animal, the tracks, you can pick up their tracks from before I got to the part where you actually saw it, so you actually follow on its old tracks. Okay, so it's running. So when you see it says run, 165 to 227 kilos on the run, obviously means that it's running, and I think that's because it hears you coming or it smells you coming. So I can see the wind, the little green thing on my mini map there, next to my ammo, is the wind direction. So I'm pretty sure that means it's blowing from right to left. So we'll just keep following these guys, see if we can. I tend to get bored with chasing them like this all the time, and what I'll do sometimes is just head back, just fast travel to a point where I know I can get something and do it that way. And I can see through the map there, you can see it's gone a fair way. I'm hearing something. That's a big ass. Bloody hell. Rabbits galore. Okay, so I think what we got to do is try and find that bear. He was pretty close, and it might have been the one we were chasing. It's hard to tell, but they do tend to come back sometimes. So I think I didn't see any blood. Oh, there we go. Okay, very fresh, vital organ. So that bear's going to be up here somewhere. I've got 2 or 3 shots on him. Fairly close hits are always good. Oh, and there it is. I can see him right there. So he didn't get very far with a vital shot. But when you see that big splatter like that, you know you got a good hit on something. That's a dirty big grizzly, I think, or a black bear. Black bear. So you can see the flesh, left lung, right lung. Yeah, that's a big bear, and I think you can right click on that, and it just sort of shows you. And if you right click again, it'll show you the bullet trajectory and show how you dropped him. So yeah. So that's 6,500 to put him as a taxidermy, which will put him into your cabin, I suppose it is. Alright, I'm going to do it. Okay, so we take the text. Your trophy is now available in the trophy manager. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to call that the bear we were after, instead of trying to run over there for miles and miles. This is where the little tracks come in handy, because it'll show you where you... Now this is what would be good, because a lot of times you jump off and run heaps far from your bike. So if the devs are out there, maybe you can fast travel to points of interest where you've been before, but it'd be nice to have a fast travel back to your bike, just so you can get back there quick and keep going from where you left off, or where you jumped off. So I think that would be pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, you can see 200 and something meters, 250 meters before we get back to the bike, roughly. And you never know, we might come across something on the way. Just see how we go. The bike being noisy does sort of scare off a lot of wildlife. But other things will get scared and run right in front of you. Even on the bike, if they run into you, you can get hurt from that. I've had a rabbit run in front of me that threw me off the bike and killed me, so yeah. Can't shoot the birds, even though you can try, it's just a waste of ammo. this area is quite good. You do get some good vantage points, as I think we're going to come up to in a minute. And that sort of gives you a good, yeah, see, so without the trees though, with the trees it's a bit hard. That's where the savannah's a lot better because it's not big trees and stuff like this. Be careful of that, can kill you. So yeah, it's important to just watch, yeah, if you get a good vantage point, just pull up and have a look around because you never know what you might find. Oftentimes there's a lot of rabbits, warning calls. Try and get back to where the bridge was. Spin out sometimes when you hit things. My advice is don't try and steer out of it, just stop or just keep going straight. Do it that way. If you don't turn, it'll just like get its grip back basically and keep going. I'm pretty sure we're over there. That bridge you can see there. Them paths there will lead up to it, but I like to stick to the tracks. So get a couple of good vantage points you can check out. Too far. Yeah, it's a female one. Okay, she's coming back. That's a bad shot, that second one. Pay no attention to my mediocre shooting skills. Get some good vantage points here, so be careful, but you can jump up on the railings here. Sort of gives you a better view. Okay, nothing around here. West, which Teshman called West. I've had rocks up here too. I had a bear glitch there once, out on the coyote. Just kind of stuck there in that green patch, but basically where them tracks are. Let me was just kind of running in circles, and it was basically a free shot. Yeah, took that one, took advantage of that. So it's when you get over that third bridge, you want to start zigzagging through the terrain. I think it was explained on another YouTube video someone else was doing. It sort of worked. It also worked just as good when you just drive along. That was a bear on the track. There he is. He's going to be hanging around there for a bit. He's going to... there he goes. I'm hearing ducks now. Can you shoot a duck? Bullshit, you can. There you go. Where is that bloody thing? I got a duck. Quack quack. Mother effer. Oh, I'm hearing something. I got that bear in the arse. Just, I think it was a bear or was it a moose? Drop for sure. There he goes. You see all that blood? That's an instant vital organ, so yeah. More blood there, so yeah, he was leaking pretty hard. So yeah, that's I think that's a grizzly, that one. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm in Australia, so we don't have bears here, but that's a big red bear by the look of it. I don't know if that's the same as the blacks. The black bears, sorry. I'm not sure. Let me know if I've got it wrong. We'll take that one. Oh, $7.5 grand to taxidize that one. So that's why I don't. It's too much. You don't get enough. So what did I get him with? Got him in there. Got him in the back with the shotty. That was him. Yeah, I did get him with that. It's another one with the shotgun, and I think that's yeah, that's the handgun. 357. So that one I think is the rifle. Oh no, the buckshot. So that's the shotgun, 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 and then the handgun. So it'll tell you experience, cash reward 750. XP we'll get now for rifle. 67 XP for standard XP. Then you get XP for different weapons. So handgun, not much more. And it should be a shotgun. There you go, 22. So, yeah, I was going to come over here and hunt that bear that I saw on the tracks. It looked like a black bear, but this one turned out to be a red one come running up, so... okay, so what's that, coyote? That's another thing, I only had 2 shots spent, and I have to reload all 6. Seems a bit of a waste. Bit sort of silly. Reload whenever you remember, because there's plenty of times you'll pull out your gun and you go click and there's nothing there. No ammo at all. Let's see if I can see where that... No, I don't see anything down here. Different times of the day you'll get animals down there drinking or sleeping. They're always good to sneak up on when they're sleeping. Let's go back to the bike, which is now 100 meters away. There's little information points you can get around. You'll unlock a few different things along the way. I thought I had some footsteps there. Must have been my own footsteps. Poo-poo. So we'll keep heading to the end of the track. I'll just show you that part. Over here. Sometimes the animals are just that far away that you can't see them. They go past that point of your sight, like what you can see. The distance you saw before, the bear just disappeared to the point where I couldn't see it anymore, but it was still obviously running up the hill. Coyote, where the hell are you? Oh, I'm dead. That almost killed me. Yeah, that's what you got to be careful of. Where is it? Alrighty. Where are you? Yeah, so be careful on the bridges if you're going to look over the edge like I did. Don't go too far. Just spam space here to jump our way up. There we go. Back on track. Let's see if I can see that coyote. What's that? Oh, that's the coyote. So we might duck down and take a shot. So, I think it's left control and then is to crouch and then Z is to go prone. Straight out. So again, one shot. I was saying it's important to reload. So let's get our trusty binoculars out again. There he is. So now if you mark that, it shows up easier on the map, gives you a better reference point. See if we can take him out. Aim high. Small ones are harder to hit. I just proved it. Yeah, he's definitely gone. I don't think I got him anyway. It's a bit hard. You do get that bullet drop, so it's important to aim high when you're shooting longer distance. Not too much higher, it's just like virtually just above the animal, just to get a good shot on them. You'll see it better in the savannah because it's open. So yeah, he's definitely gone. Pretty sure I didn't get him, so we'll just keep going. Hey, yeah, stop. I heard something down there. No, okay, we'll just keep going, I'll show you that part. We will head through to get part. This is the third bridge, I think it was. So, Rinichi, yeah. Let's see, so careful with the tracks, they will sort of spit you left or right. And the tracks actually screw your bike up too, they eat away at the health of it. If you see tracks, sometimes you get animals sort of running across the tracks. Oh yeah. Tiny, but sometimes it's good. Oh, see, there is a deer down there. So I think them 3 shots didn't get it at all. I was too low because it's such a long distance. See, that one got it. That one definitely got it. See that smoke coming off it? So it was above the animal that I aimed. Shot on him. So you'll see a little info point coming up on the right down here. It's sort of where you want to be. When you see that, that's when you can start sort of zigzagging. Hit, that's not a good sign. But, low blood flow is still a good thing anyway. Sometimes these smaller deer will keep running for a little bit and then fall over. I like the tracks because the animals tend to cross the tracks a lot, so you can see he's been zigzagging across the tracks. So yeah, follow these little points. The blood will do the same thing, sort of tells you which way they were going. I can already see he's just zigzagging across the tracks. And then he's kind of going this way. Some more blood. And he's going over the rocks. Wow. Now, the question is, how far do you want to track? I guess that's up to you, but sometimes you do have to track for a little while. Keep following that blood. So it's a white-tailed deer that I got, and they do stop to use the toilet along the way, for some reason. I would have thought with the 270 at that distance it would have just dropped a bit sooner. It can be a bit annoying sometimes chasing them for so long. It's just the way the game is, and you do get used to it. It's just sort of the way it's played. Let's get these tracks, make sure we're following that same animal. And sometimes you do this and then all of a sudden you just sort of come across the track, so come across the animal. Don't click on any of the white tracks because you will lose the ones that you're tracking, so it's important just to follow the blue ones. Okay, so he's still bleeding all this way, which is not a bad thing, it's pretty good. Know where the bike is. That's the last waypoint I put down. So the bike's going to be back up on the tracks. This is going to be the old ruined church. These things come to pray to God to stop the bleeding. It don't matter, dear. So it's about this point now that I really just want to give up, go back to the bike and just keep riding, but we'll persevere for the sake of seeing it through, I think. check the map, you'll see how far we've come. So that's a fair way. So that's a lookout there. I think it's just further up the hill, up there. Well, it sort of overlooks that church area, this sort of area. Them structures are just flat packs, basically, like IKEA packs on the ground, and you basically put them together. And obviously, like everything else, it's not free. You have to spend your money to put that stuff together. So, keep chasing this trail. A lot of people will probably tell you should slow down and walk. It's walking at the moment. The tracks will tell you walking. Walk. So it's walking faster than I can run. That's probably the advantage of having 4 legs, I suppose. And then you sort of question yourself, like, how far do you want to track this thing, you know? How far should I go? And I think because it's a non-vital organ. Actually, the blood stopped. I haven't seen blood for a little while, so sometimes they just stop bleeding. Doesn't mean they're dead. They just don't bleed anymore. Must have found a med pack in the bush or something. Who knows? I'm just about ready to give up on this bloody thing. Okay, let's follow our blue tracks in here. There's a lot of tracks through here. That's bear tracks. Alright, we'll keep going. Bloody hell. Hey, this is what's annoying. It's going to get this far. This is from the same animal but 2 different sets of tracks. I just don't understand how. It's mental. Okay, so these little areas are going to be... Okay, you big bugger, that's a bear. Oh, I see you. Sucker was standing up over there as I came through. Things are just so far away sometimes, especially on this map. It's usually a lot better if you hit the savannah, because things are more open, but that doesn't mean that they're easier. Sometimes they, you know, animals will just keep running and get to one hill and they just disappear over the next one, so they can really move when they want to. I'm going to track this bear now. I don't think I got a shot on him. Another warning call from that bear. Again, the blue ones are the ones you want to follow. That sucker went running off. He's running, but he had enough time to stop and take a dump. And that answers everyone's question, right? Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes, it does. Where are you now? Down there? So I probably could have chased them tracks all the way down and around. Still not caught up with this thing and just lost interest. So whilst the tracks will sort of lead you where it went, sometimes it's better to follow these calls. careful when heading through this stuff. Going through the trees makes noises. I think he's gone into the water. So we'll head that way and see what we can come up with. Just reload that last shot. Yeah, that's the bear track. Okay, so he's heading that way. So he was just past the point where I could actually see him. I thought he might have been up over the hill, but it was just past the point where you could see the visual line, or visual buffer, I suppose, whatever you call it. Yeah, I don't think I got him. It's not bad on the hills, sometimes I get stuck. Looks like he's run up the hill. Has he run up? Yeah, he's definitely run up the hill. And as you saw with that red one, sometimes they do get stuck coming up near the rocks and stuff like that. Oh, there's one. And that's what happens, is you'll get to the hill and they're just disappearing past the next one. And we're basically at the end of the map anyway. They've bricked it up now. So just part of the tunnel. Yeah, it never used to be bricked up, I don't think. Or did it? Maybe it always was. I can't remember. That's basically as far as you can go. Obviously there's a gate through there, but you can go further on the map. You'll go up around the mountain there, but there's not much there. Sort of peters out. But this is the point where you get, if you're zigzagging through the bush and you get to right around that corner, you sort of walk around because the quad will scare them off. So you get to that point and then you'll see them virtually here where I'm standing, where that bear ran up over the tracks, is where you'll get them spawning in. And on herd, en masse, there's 10, 20, 30 different types of deer and moose and all sorts of things. So, okay, he's gone up over the hill. I'm not chasing ya. Alright? Not chasing ya. Piss off. You can have it. So, yeah. That's how it's done. At the Layton Lake, I think it is. Layton Lake District. So, yeah, if you come in here again, definitely get to that third bridge. And then just start, if you got two of yous, it's even better. And then just drive through the bush. Just sort of zigzag through the bush as you come up. Doesn't matter if you're going flat out or slow or whatever. And then once you get round that corner, so you can sort of zoom in and see the end of it there. That's when you, before you get to that corner, you want to get off and then just walk around. and you'll probably find that you've pushed a lot of the animals up the map into that point, and there'll be a lot down there. What's that, rain? Night time's a bit harder. I need to press 2. No, 2 is chat. We don't want that. No. No, there's a button there for the torch on keyboard. I can't remember what it is. Maybe it only comes on when it gets actual darker. Yeah, so you know, from here you get this sort of view, and you'll see a lot of animals just coming from the left and jumping under the track and going right. Obviously, once you start shooting, they're all going to scatter. So accuracy is key. This is another reason why I like the tracks. Sort of park your bike down around there somewhere and just walk around. But you will see a lot of animals just sort of walking across the tracks. It's pretty cool. It's a nice open, clean view, especially on this map. It's really good. Yeah. Some of these have nice open areas and a few good rocks like that there, so you can actually jump up on the rock and have a look down into the clearing. Most of us will stand up to shoot, but whenever you can, if you can go prone, lay down. That's the best way to shoot. It's much more steady. It seems to be a lot quieter along here too. You don't make as much noise running along the edge. You'll notice, you'll hear your clothing rub up on the trees and stuff like that when you walk through like this. So I think that kind of alerts the animals too. So you'll sort of, it's probably around this point you want to, which way was I going? This way. That you want to sort of get off and start walking. If you're riding your bike, or maybe a bit further around. Rain didn't last long. Alright, well, I'm going to call that a game. I'm going to call that one episode of Hunter, Call of the Wild. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me any tips or tricks you might have. And feel free to leave a like if you feel so. Yeah, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.